Welcome back to Set Free Weekly Wednesdays, the Autopilot episode. So when you think about autopilot in the traditional sense, it's a device used to steer a ship, a plane, or a spacecraft without a person. Well, what does that mean in the therapy world? There can be some dangers to going through OCD treatment on autopilot. It may feel like treatment is taking longer, you may feel powerless through the treatment process, and unfortunately, there may be some financial implications where you end up in treatment longer, thus having to pay for treatment a bit longer if you're on autopilot. So in the context of OCD treatment, autopilot basically means that you're not in control and that OCD is driving the treatment process. So how do you get out of autopilot? Well, what I encourage my clients to do is to first just slow down. Just slow down and start noticing their behaviors, also getting curious about their behaviors, to be more mindful as they're slowing down. And another thing that can be really helpful is to be intentional about journaling the lessons that you're learning. So one of the things that I typically will assign my clients is to, at the end of the day, jot down the lessons that they learned about their OCD for the day. So what kinds of things were triggering, what kinds of compulsions did they engage in, and what are the things that they want to do the next day to cut out any compulsions if they're triggered in the same way. Then the next morning, when a client wakes up, I usually encourage them to look back at what they journaled the night before and to use that to carry them through the day as they're being more intentional, being more mindful, and slowing down so that they can be more connected to their behaviors. The benefits of engaging in all of these mindful practices just means that you're taking the reins. You're back in control. You're no longer an autopilot. You begin to feel like you have gained more time, more energy. You're the boss. You're in charge. You get a say in what you do on a day-to-day basis rather than doing the things that OCD typically wants you to do, thus causing you to feel like you're missing out on life. So I hope these tips for getting out of the autopilot mode are helpful. Feel free to share in the comment section the things that you've used to pull yourself out of autopilot mode.